President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is arguing that Nigerians should live harmoniously among themselves, irrespective of religious differences, in the same way that he himself and his wife, Oluremi, are a Christian, himself a Muslim, are living together harmoniously. That Nigerians should emulate that and live together harmoniously, irrespective of religious differences. Indeed, Tinubu's wife, Oluremi, is a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, where Pastor Enoch Adejare Adeboye is the general overseer of the church, founded in Yoruba land, but has spread to many parts of Nigeria and to some extent internationally, within and without Africa. That is by the way. Let us return to the issue raised by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You will think that it is based on shallow thoughts because there are underlying factors that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not consider, and we must open his eyes to those factors. In the first place, how many prominent Muslims' daughters are married to non-Muslims? And the other side of the question, how many prominent Muslims' daughters are married to Christians? So, then fundamentally, what does Islam enjoy or stipulate about Muslim women marrying non-Muslims? What is the Islamic injunction or stipulation? For all I know, Islam does not permit Muslim women to marry non-Muslims. And I cannot point to, I'm not saying it's not possible, but ordinarily, Islam does not permit Muslim women to marry non-Muslims. And so, you can hardly point to any Christian with a Muslim, okay, let me put it this way. You can hardly point to any prominent Christian with a Muslim wife. If it exists, it's not common. But as for Christian women marrying Muslims, that's more or less a commonplace. Even the late Olushola Saraki and some other governors and some governors of Kwara State have Christian women as wives. So many prominent Muslims have Christians as their wives. Tinubu is only one of them. So it's not saying anything new at all. But creating distraction from his failure, from the agony bedeviling Nigerians, from the hunger and penury bedeviling Nigerians. We heard that the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, started the implementation of 104,000 naira minimum wage already, meaning September salary already. While Tinubu leaves Nigerians on 70,000 minimum wage, and some governors 80, 90, 70 something, So now creating distraction. You are clever by half, You are not addressing problems of the people. You ask them to be living harmoniously. Go and say that to them in Borno State, in Sokoto State, in Katsina State, in Zamfara State, in Benue State, in Plateau State, even Kogi, Kwara now, and many other places like that, where you have armed bandits and terrorist organizations dealing with the people under your rule. Daily killings, destructions, and kidnapping. Pervasive. And you are talking of your wife being a Christian, you being a Muslim, living harmoniously, and the rest of that. How can Nigerians live harmoniously under the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, under herdsmen terrorism, under mushrooming armed bandits? How? How can they live harmoniously, peacefully, with the non-existent fuel subsidy gone, all other subsidies gone, paying workers less than living wage, sinking Nigeria in worse debts than your predecessors, and you are, you are kidding Nigerians. Because many Christians and Muslims are like kids. The Bible specifically tells Christians to take the faith like a baby. They should not be asking questions, and Islam is not different. That's why an imam will tell you not to criticize your political leaders openly, even though they are dealing with you openly. So these religions, religio-political and economic religions, have blinded the people. Born in the midst of plenty, but raised up blinded by Christianity and Islam. So, Christians will not kill themselves if their daughter should marry a Muslim. And that is why your wife is a Christian. But for Christians will agonize, they will be sad, they will be miserable, they will be devastated, but they will overcome it and life will continue. But for Muslims, what does Islam say about Muslim women marrying non-Muslims? It's forbidden. It's forbidden. Simple. There have been suspicions about grandparents killing, or parents killing their children's children because fathered by a Christian. Yes. And you ask a professor, Prof, will you allow your daughter, a Muslim who is a professor, ask him, will you allow your daughter? Of course, the person I'm talking about was an imam. Will you allow your daughter to marry a non-Muslim? He said, upon my dead body. Dr. Lateef Adegbite, the now late Secretary of Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, said upon his own dead body, will his daughter marry a non-Muslim? So that is the injunction of Islam. So what do you say about that? You know? So you are just kidding Nigerians, just creating distractions, bidding your way to re-election, like Muhammadu Buhari. Are you going to take whatever you have acquired? Are you taking them to heaven or what? Because we know you are stinkingly rich together with your wife. Eh? You are multi-trillionaire. We can't call you multi-billionaire. No, you are multi-trillionaire. Eh? Multi-trillionaire. That's what you are. Eh? And at your age, to look for a younger person to continue to handle the mantle of power. We are rather creating distractions, kidding Nigerians. Yes, but I tell you, Islam and Christianity have reduced too many people into kids, including professors. You know, you know. So, Western education is supposed to be about objectivity, about scientific pattern, but with Christian and Muslim handlers of it, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so, here we find ourselves. What is he saying? Senseless thing. Senseless. Senseless. Dirty joke.